Welcome, friends and family, to another thrilling episode of the Lakelands Football Show, playoff edition. First week of the season where everyone's in the playoffs. You know, things always get a little harder to predict, come postseason time. But we're guaranteed to pick one game correctly. Great Falls, McCormick's first round opponent, due to lack of numbers, was forced to forfeit their first game. So McCormick's going to win, so we can get that one correct. Now, for the other four games, I'm not quite sure about that. Probably the hardest matchup to predict is the old Emerald Vikings traveling to the Columbia area to battle Richland Northeast. What do you think about that matchup?
Well, Andrew mentioned this before, and you'll read it in his column, hopefully today, that Columbia hasn't been very good to Emerald. Richland Northeast, the record's not that great, but they've really been on a tear recently. My opinion of this game is I feel like Emerald I usually just try to lean with the star power. I feel like Emerald has a few guys that really stand out on the field. Again, I don't know too much about Richland Northeast, but I know that Emerald's running attack is going to be a handful, and their defense is always going to make problems for the opposing team. So I'm going to go Emerald in this one.
Talking about star power, though, Richland Northeast has the biggest star power on the field. Linebacker T.J. Brunson's committed to Louisville. We'll see if Bobby Petrino honors this South Carolina kid's contract.
Probably not.
But, so it's, who knows? Richland Northeast won 4 coming in. Emerald's won 3 coming in. Both are hot. Both have some big-time prospects. This one's really impossible to predict, but I'm going to be a homer like Ethan and go with the Vikings.
Personally, I think App State's a bigger school anyways to go to.
All right, moving on to Class 2A. We got 2 teams in the Class 2A playoffs. Abbeville and Saluda will start at Heights Stadium in Abbeville. The Panthers welcome Buford. I'm not going to even ask you about this game, but the Panthers, they're the 2 seed in the Division II Class 2A playoffs, but they're the favorite. There's no doubt about it. They're ranked second coming in. Everyone has been talking about the Panthers all year, restoring the tradition and glory of Abbeville football. And I don't see Buford posing too much of an issue for Abbeville. They haven't got beat at Heights Stadium all year, and I don't think it's going to start tonight. So I'm taking Abbeville.
Sweet.
And like I said, we have 2 teams in the Class 2A Division II playoffs. The second one is Saluda, and they welcome Keenan, who was the Class 2A runner-up last year.
Exactly. I got to see them play last year against 96. They lost a couple of guys. They're definitely still athletic, but they're not the team they were last year. I think Kendrick Gathers was the name of the kid that just tore through 96. He's at SC State now. Saluda, as we've been saying all along, is a very, very big force in this bracket as well. Fingers crossed, we're hoping for a Saluda-Abbeville matchup down the line, but that's getting ahead of ourselves. Saluda has been rolling. Their offense is looking great with that 2-quarterback system, and they have Malik Brooks, which no one else in the state has. So I'm going to go with Saluda.
As I've said all year, I'm picking Saluda until someone holds Malik Brooks under 150. I think it's only happened once this year, so I'm taking Malik Brooks.
He eats people's spirits.
And the last game in the area is arguably the biggest game in terms of what's riding on it. Greenwood Christian welcomes Richard Wynn to Victory Field, and the winner goes to the Skeeza 8-man playoffs. I mean, the finals. Do you think the Hawks make the first ever appearance at the state tournament?
Well, they played a game earlier this season. Greenwood Christian really just had their way with them, but both teams were missing a couple of key components, specifically with Greenwood Christian and John Urbanik.
Urbanik rules.
So, that wasn't fair, what Andrew just did. I think Greenwood Christian is going to continue to play well. Coach Gary Gillian was not happy with their offensive blocking on the line, and he let his guys know it throughout the game last Friday. I think they're going to be ready to roll here, and I think they're going to roll on to a state title game, which would be huge for Greenwood Christian. There's some great athletes there, guys. If you're looking for a game to go to because your team is a little too far away, I would check them out.
And that wraps up another episode of the Lakelands Football Show. Thanks again for tuning in. As always, if you want full stories on today's games, make sure you pick up a copy of the Index Journal or visit our website, indexjournal.com, for game updates throughout the night. Make sure to follow myself, IJ Andrew Mackey, IJ Ethan Joyce, and our sports editor, IJ Michael Christopher. We'll try to do our best to update as quickly as possible.
Have fun on Friday. Sorry for the giggles. #Lakelands Football.